Every man on board was dead. Not one body moved. Not one showed a wound. And the ship kept sailing anyway. Radio still crackling with the last words anyone would ever hear from her crew. All officers, including the captain, are dead, lying in the chart room and on the bridge. Possibly whole crew dead. Then, silence. Then, one final transmission. 2 words, sent in Morse, that no one has ever been able to explain. This is the story of the Ourang Medan, a ship that may have carried a cargo so dangerous it killed everyone who breathed the same air as it if the ship existed at all. The account begins in June 1947 in the Strait of Malacca between Indonesia and Malaysia. 2 American ships, the Silver Star and the City of Baltimore, picked up a distress call in Morse code. A voice, described as frantic, gave the ship's position.
I can't make it out. Repeat your coordinates. Please, try again.
And then went quiet, replaced by that final, chilling message. When the Silver Star located the Dutch freighter Ourang Medan and boarded her, they found a scene with no explanation. The captain lay dead on the bridge. Officers were sprawled in the chart room. The radio operator was still at his post, hand near the key, eyes open, frozen mid-transmission. Even the ship's dog was dead. Every face, according to the account, wore the same expression, not peaceful, but twisted, as though frozen at the moment of terror. There were no wounds, no signs of struggle, no obvious cause. The boarding party didn't linger. As they prepared to tow the derelict back to port, smoke began rising from the cargo hold. Within minutes, they cut the line and fled, and the Ourang Medan exploded and sank, taking her secrets and any physical evidence to the bottom of the strait. No wreck has ever been found. No shipping registry has ever confirmed a vessel by that name existed. The only sources for the entire story are newspaper accounts from 1948 and 1952, written years after the supposed event, with no surviving official report, no photograph, and no verified crew list. So what actually happened, if anything did? The leading theory has nothing to do with curses. Investigators and maritime historians have pointed to the ship's likely cargo, nitroglycerin or other volatile chemicals, possibly smuggled, possibly potassium cyanide mixed with other compounds. A leak of toxic gas, colorless, odorless, in some concentrations, could have swept through the ship in minutes, killing the crew before anyone could react or radio a clear warning. It would explain the frozen expressions, the lack of wounds, and the sudden explosion. Volatile cargo, destabilized and ignited, possibly by the very seawater that later flooded the hold. The competing theory is far simpler and far less satisfying. The Ourang Medan never existed at all. No Lloyd's Register listing, no Dutch shipping company records. Some researchers believe the entire account was a piece of Cold War-era maritime folklore, perhaps inspired by real ghost ship cases, stitched together and printed as fact in an Italian pulp magazine before being picked up and repeated as history. And that's what makes this case different from most maritime mysteries. It isn't a story of what we can't explain, it's a story of whether there was ever anything to explain at all. Every fact traces back to secondhand retellings, and not one primary document has ever surfaced to confirm the ship was real. So which is it, a genuine chemical disaster erased by decades of retelling, or a story so well told it became history? The Ourang Medan sits in the strangest place a legend can occupy. Too detailed to dismiss, too undocumented to prove. And if a ship carrying a poison cargo really did drift silent through the Strait of Malacca in 1947, it wasn't the last vessel in history to vanish carrying a secret nobody could later verify. That's a story for another day.